Imagine this, you're floating, no sound, no light, no direction, just you drifting through a place so empty, so cold, so silent, that your brain can't even process it. You try to look around, nothing, not darkness like night, not shadows. This is something else. This is true nothingness. And here's the terrifying part, you're not just lost in space, you're lost in the emptiest known region of the universe. A place so vast, so unbelievably empty, that if you screamed there would be nothing and no one to hear it. This place has a name, the Boötes Void, also known as the Great Nothing. Now think about the sky you see every night. Thousands of stars, billions more you can't see our galaxy alone. The Milky Way contains around 100 billion stars. Light is everywhere. Space feels full. But here's the truth. The universe is not packed with stars. It's mostly empty. In fact, most of the universe is made up of enormous regions where almost nothing exists. And among those regions, one stands out. Bigger, darker, stranger, the Boötes Void. So what would actually happen if you ended up there? Let's say you leave Earth. You climb into a spacecraft, something far beyond today's technology. Something fast enough to cross unimaginable distances. You lift off, Earth shrinks beneath you. Blue fades into black. The moon passes behind you. Then Mars, then Jupiter, then everything. Soon the Sunday becomes just another bright star in the distance. And eventually even that disappears, but you're still not close. Because leaving the solar system is just the beginning, next comes the Milky Way. A galaxy so massive it stretches across 100,000 light years. Even if you could travel near the speed of light, it would still take you tens of thousands of years just to get out. And as you move farther away, something strange begins to happen. The sky starts to change. At first, it's subtle. There are still stars, millions of them. But gradually, they begin to thin out. Less light, more darkness. Eventually, the stars fade behind you completely. Now, what you see ahead are faint smudges. Distant galaxies, tiny clusters of light, billions of light years away. But as you keep going, even those start to disappear one by one, they vanish. Until suddenly, there's nothing left ahead. No stars, no galaxies, no light, just black, endless black. You've reached the edge of the Boötes Void. Now here's where things get truly hard to understand. This region is about 700 million light years away from Earth. That means even light itself takes 700 million years to get there. To put that in perspective, when that light started traveling, life on Earth was still evolving from simple organisms. And if you tried to get there using our fastest spacecraft, it wouldn't even matter. You'd need more time than the universe has existed. So realistically, this is a place you will never reach. But in this scenario, you did. And now, you're about to enter it. You might expect something dramatic, a sudden drop, a gravitational pull, a violent shift. But that's not what happens. Because a void isn't something you fall into. It's something you drift through. As you cross into the Boötes Void, nothing changes physically. No force pulls you. No boundary stops you. You just keep floating, but visually everything changes. The farther you move inside, the darker it gets. Not dim, not low light, absolute darkness. Eventually, you reach a point where if you turn off the lights in your suit, you wouldn't see a single thing, not one star, not one galaxy, not even a distant glow. Your eyes become useless. And then something even stranger happens. You lose your sense of motion. On Earth, you always have reference points. The ground, the sky, buildings, horizon. Even in space, near planets or stars, you can orient yourself, but here, there is nothing to compare against. You could be moving at incredible speed, or completely still, and you wouldn't know the difference. There is no up, no down, no forward, no backward. Direction stops existing. And that's when the real danger begins. Not from space, not from physics. From your own mind. The human brain is not built for this. It needs input, light, sound, movement. But here there's nothing to process, so your brain starts to compensate. You might begin to see things, flashes, shadows, shapes that aren't really there. You might feel like something is nearby, watching you, moving toward you. But there is nothing, just your mind, trying to fill an infinite void. It's similar to being in complete darkness on Earth, but amplified beyond anything you've ever experienced. No sound, no echo, no sense of distance, just you. An endless emptiness. And then there's the cold. The temperature here drops to around 3 Kelvin. That's about negative 454 degrees Fahrenheit, just a few degrees above absolute zero. It's the coldest environment you can possibly imagine. If your suit isn't perfect, your body heat would vanish rapidly. But let's say your suit holds, you survive, then what? You drift. Minutes pass, then hours, then days, but something strange happens. Time starts to lose meaning, because time as we experience it depends on change day and night. Movement evens, but here. Nothing changes, everything stays exactly the same forever, and slowly you begin to realize something unsettling. You're not just lost in space. You're lost in a place where the universe itself feels like it forgot to exist. So, how does something like this even exist? A region of space so empty, so vast, that it almost feels like a mistake. To understand the Boötes Void, you have to understand something deeper about the universe itself, because the universe isn't random. It's structured, but not in the way you might imagine. If you zoomed out far enough beyond galaxies, beyond clusters, beyond everything we normally think of as space, you wouldn't see a smooth, evenly filled universe. You'd see something strange. A pattern, almost like a web or foam. Scientists call it the cosmic web. Imagine soap bubbles in a sink. The thin surfaces where bubbles touch, that's where all the matter is. Galaxies, stars, clusters, everything in the inside of those bubbles. Empty regions are called voids. And the Boötes Void is one of the largest ever discovered. Here's what's happening right after the Big Bang. The universe wasn't perfectly uniform. There were tiny differences, tiny fluctuations. Some regions had just a little more matter. Others had a little less over billions of years. Gravity did the rest. The denser regions pulled in more and more material. They grew into galaxies, clusters, superclusters, and as those regions got denser, the emptier regions became even emptier, like matter was being drained out of them, leaving behind vast cosmic gaps. That's what you're floating inside right now. A region that lost the cosmic tug of war and became nothing, or at least almost nothing. Because here's something surprising. The Boötes Void isn't completely empty. There are galaxies inside it. About 60 of them, but think about that for a second. 60 galaxies in a region that could fit millions. That's like dropping a handful of grains of sand into an entire ocean. The chances of you ever seeing one, almost zero even if one was close. It would still be millions of light years away, too far to see, too faint to detect. To you, it's still darkness, endless, unbroken darkness. And here's where things get even more unsettling. In most parts of space, you can at least use light to navigate. Stars, galaxies, radiation. But here you are completely cut off from all of it. No signals, no markers, no sense of location. If your ship lost power, if your instruments failed, you wouldn't just be lost. You would be permanently untraceable. No one would ever find you because there's nothing to guide them. No trail, no signal, no reference point. You could drift forever and still be nowhere, and that raises a terrifying question. Could you ever escape? Technically, yes, but realistically, almost impossible, because escaping isn't about speed, it's about direction. And inside the void, direction doesn't exist. You don't know where the edge is. You don't know where you came from. You don't even know if you're moving towards safety or deeper into emptiness. You could travel for millions of years thinking you're getting closer, when in reality you're just drifting sideways or even further in and without external reference points. There's no way to correct your path. It's like being blindfolded. In an infinite ocean, without waves, without wind, without sound, just stillness, endless stillness. And eventually, something inside you changes, not physically, mentally. Humans are not built for isolation like this. Even astronauts on the International Space Station, surrounded by Earth, in constant communication, experience psychological strain. Now imagine total isolation, no communication, no visuals, no change. Your mind would start to break down. Thoughts would loop, time would blur, reality would feel distant. You might start talking to yourself, then arguing, then answering, not because you're crazy, but because your brain is trying to survive, trying to create something, in a place where nothing exists. And eventually you might stop resisting, you might just accept it, the silence. The darkness, the emptiness, not as something terrifying, but as something peaceful, because in a place like this, there's no danger, no noise, no chaos, just stillness, pure, absolute stillness. And maybe that's the strangest part of all. The Boötes Void isn't violent. It doesn't destroy you, it doesn't consume you, it simply removes everything else, until all that's left is you floating in the greatest nothing the universe has to offer. And the universe doesn't even notice you're there.